And today with me for A Girl, a Guy, in a Movie is our co-host, the lovely and talented Miss Janet from another planet. Janet, how are you today?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you? The movie was good. I enjoyed it.
The movie was great. We didn't talk about the movie after the movie, though. We talked about everything else, but,
Well, we talked a little bit, but just not very much.
just a smidge, just a wee bit.
Yeah.
Um, the movie we talked about, the movie we watched was actually a really good film called Two Mules for Sister Sarah. And of all movies I've watched with you, this is like one of the few movies I was thinking like we could have started the after we did the Dollars trilogy, we could have just skipped right to this
Hmm.
because the other movies are kind of okay. I'm probably never gonna watch Coogan's Bluff again. I'm probably never gonna watch as much as I would like to watch um, Paint Your Wagon. Probably not gonna watch it again. As much as I did enjoy it, nah, not gonna happen. But Two Mules for Sister Sarah, it's like part four of the Man with No Name. It's literally part four. There's not a uh, real delineation between the two because it feels like it's organically part of the fourth part of the trilogy, and it's fun. It's got the Ennio Morricone uh, soundtrack. You've got the look. He has the same gun belt. Everything in this movie is a throwback to that film series, and I don't think they intended that to be initially what it was. But the more and more and more this movie was worked on, I think the more Don Siegel's like, I can do a good Western movie. Watch me, and he does. Like he learned his lesson from. Didn't he do Hang 'Em High? No, he didn't do that. He didn't. He did not do Hang 'Em High.
I don't think so.
No, but he does a really confident. I'm going to be Sergio Leone and direct a film with Clint Eastwood as a cowboy. This is a quality film. I mean, go ahead, talk. I'll let you talk about this, but I thought it was Ted Post that directed it, but Hang 'Em High felt like it was like a TV show script that got blown up into a movie script. And it's not bad, it's just not fun. It's okay for me. Like if it was on TV, I'd probably watch it, but I'm not in the mood to watch it. I gotta be in the mood to watch it. Sorry. Anyway, chat, how are you today? If you guys like what you see here, go ahead and give us a like, share, and subscribe. Janet and I do this every Sunday. No matter what happened on Saturday, we do this on Sunday, unless one of us is out of town or unavailable. And today we almost missed this because we had to talk.
Barking now. Someone's at the door, I think.
Yeah, I know. I can hear that. It's not me.
I know, but my daughter's not here, so I know. I have no idea, but
You'd
it
go
may be
answer.
nothing. No, it may be nothing. So I'll just wait a little bit and see. But I'm not. As far as I know, I don't think I'm expecting anybody yet. But I'll have to wait. But I thought the movie was really, really good. I
Yeah,
thought
I
the connection between the two leads was very believable, and I could feel the steam coming off of him for sure for her character because she was supposedly a nun, but he thought she was very attractive.
This is a reminder.
Take your trash out. I'm sorry.
um
Oh,
Janet,
This is a reminder.
Janet, you're dressed like a nun.
yeah, I know because she was dressed like a nun throughout almost the whole movie.
Yeah, I mean, she was not a nun, and you're not a
But
nun.
yeah, but the thing is that we don't know that. If you've never seen the movie, you don't know that she's not a nun
You
because
know
at
that's
the
like one of
very
my forbidden
beginning of
fruits,
the
right?
movie, he's like riding along, and you got the music playing on his horse, and he's got another horse behind him, a pack horse, and you could see the beautiful scenery of Mexico because it was filmed in Mexico, and the sun going down, and then the sun coming back up, and then all of a sudden he's riding and he hears a woman hollering and men hollering. So he gets off his horse and runs up the hill because there's a big boulder there, and he kind of looks around the boulder to see what he sees, and he sees a woman with red hair holding a robe or something black up against her. It's barely wrapped around her. You can definitely tell she was naked, and three men that are harassing her, and one of them's carrying around like a jug of booze, and she's holding her hand up trying to get him to stop. So he shoots, and they all look up to see what's going on. And basically, he's trying to tell them, hey, get away from the woman or whatever, to stop. And then they'll share her with them and come down and have a drink with us, stuff like that. And then one of them tries to go for their gun, and he ends up shooting all three of them. So then he goes down there and he tells her to get her clothes back on because she's going to get sunburned or whatever real bad. And he loots their bodies, takes the stuff off. And then he ends up helping her supposedly to take her to some town.
Now, did you feel that it was a good loot the corpses scene?
A good what?
To me, it reminded me of one of my games I was running because, like, immediately he goes to loot the bodies, and I felt like, well,
that's
shit.
Natural in the Wild West. You just had a shootout. Why wouldn't you take the stuff? You can just leave the money and stuff on their bodies for someone else to get?
No. Nope.
They tried to shoot them. So, but what was real cool was when he shot the two, the other guy that was there that was left grabs the woman. And he's like, now what are you going to do? And he's got the gun, up to her head, and she's looking and, holding on to his hands. And that's when Clint Eastwood just sits down behind the boulder, and you see him take out a stick of dynamite and he lights it with his cigarette or a cigar. And then he throws it over his shoulder toward them. And then the guy turns and he starts to shoot at the boulder. And as soon as he turns around, when he realizes it's a piece of dynamite, he starts to run, and he shoots him 3 times in the back. And then he goes down the hill and he basically cuts the wick off and puts it in his mouth to make sure it's out. And that's when he tells her to get dressed because she's going to get burned. But when she goes, she picks up her shoes and she goes to get dressed, and she comes back, she's dressed like a nun. So he was like, oh, he realizes she's, a nun. So I just thought the whole thing was really good. The whole opening itself, to introduce the two characters to each other, was a very exciting scene. So I thought that was pretty interesting. The whole way it felt, it unfolded for everyone.
The entire unfolding of that scene was just fucking good.
Yeah, it was very exciting, I thought. Action packed.
Yes.
As soon as basically the credits stopped, that's when the action started. It was like really quickly, and it was pretty good paced. I felt the pace was really good, and I liked the score. Because remember the one before last, I think it was the one I didn't really care so much about the score. I thought it was terrible. It didn't go with the movie. It felt like it was out of sync.
I'm just going to say that this entire experience today has brought my hopes up for Clint Eastwood season to be all of 2026. And this is a really good movie to watch if you're not familiar with Clint Eastwood and you like what you saw with the Dollars trilogy, and you don't want to go to the Outlaw Josie Wales yet, because that's a really good movie, or The Unforgiven, or any other super Western he's got that's more recent than Dollars trilogy. This movie feels like it fits right in there because of Ennio Morricone's his score. The score makes it feel like it's part of that movie series. It makes it feel.
It wasn't just the score. It was the. I got someone at my door.
At the front door.
I'll be right back. Sorry.
All right. So anyway, this movie felt like it was just a through and through. We're seeing the cousin of the man with no name who has no name get, he rides again. And I really felt like while we're watching this movie, I wasn't watching anything but a good Italian Western. That's how I felt. That like there is some things that differentiate it from a dollar series. You don't have close-ups on all the actors' eyes throughout the whole of the movie. This movie instead it treats you like you're an individual that you've seen that trick before, and so it does other things where it will highlight, or not really highlight, but it will linger on certain key things in scene for like later on. It does the environmental storytelling really well, and this film just seems to treat you like an adult, which it was a refreshing break because so many films in modern era do not treat you like an adult. They spoon feed everything to you. The main character tells you everything that's going on every 10 minutes because you're fucking just a little wasteoid of a sugar eater, and there's nothing that we can do, except for wait for you to die from diabetes. And until then, we have to repeat the talking points of the movie or whatever you're watching. Every 10 to 15 minutes, you have to have it spoon fed back into you as to what are we doing now. And if it's a George Lucas movie, the characters will even sit down on a couch and tell you what's going on. And it's just fucking deplorable how movies have gotten nowadays. So I was just thinking like this movie was such a refreshing break, and there's some very good scenes in the film. The way that the two lead actors interact, it makes you think that Clint Eastwood once again scored a home run for Clint Eastwood's team. Remember, he has like seven or eight kids. He has like 7 or 8 children, and Shirley MacLaine never really talked about this any interpersonal relationships she had with Clint Eastwood on set of this movie. She's never really talked about it. She only said that there's like one period in time where Clint Eastwood is involved with her on set with this movie, and that's it. That's about it. There's nothing else. But yet, whenever you're watching the two leads interact, how they look at each other throughout the halfway point of the film on, after they've spent 40 days with each other on film, I think Clint Eastwood once again. I think his hedgehog went out of the burrow, and he found a place to go get his nut.
Well,
I honestly feel
her and her husband had an open marriage. So if she did,
and there's nothing to gain by saying I fucked her.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that what I found was it says, let's see, where is it? During a question and answer at the TCM Film Fest in 2015, Shirley MacLaine had this to say about Clint Eastwood: quite brilliant, funny, because he's so laconic and doesn't know it. Because he's a man of few words, basically. And then she said that I adore him. I remember when we were doing 2 Mules for Sister Sara, his horse was acting up. This is when I knew he's a true Republican. He got off the horse, looked at the horse, and socked him.
Yeah.
So that was the only thing that I could find where she actually said his name, and talked about him. So now she might have been joking about the very ending just to give him a little because she said she knew he was a Republican. But it's still funny because remember, she's always been very vocal. If she didn't like someone, she let them know it. She was just that kind of person. And there was a few actresses that were like that. I can't remember all of them. I think Lucille Ball was one of them. A few others. But, everyone has the right to be themselves if that's what they want. But as an actress, the few movies that I did get to watch her in, I thought she did a very good job, and I thought she was very good in this movie. And it was interesting though that she was 36 in this movie because she did not look 36 to me.
No, she looks like she's in her like late 20s or maybe even mid 20s, but she doesn't look like she's 36. I'll say that. I'll definitely give her those flowers.
And Clint Eastwood was 40. He didn't look 40 to me
No,
either.
he never has looked his age. He's not John Carpenter. John Carpenter has been 72 years old for the past 40 years.
Well,
Clint Eastwood, on the other hand, I mean, he's looked like he's getting older, but we don't really know how old he is. And they say he's in his 90s now. I believe the guy's going to Lothlorien after all this is over.
yeah, he looks older. I mean, now he does.
Yeah,
but
now he looks older, but he only had to turn 90 to do that.
Of all the work he's ever been in, too. He's just always been, as long as I've been alive, he's been in movies. I mean, he's just he's always doing something. Now, he's never won an Academy Award for acting, but he's been nominated like 11 times, and I don't know how many he's actually won. At least more than 2, I know. I'd have to look up my note I had earlier. But Shirley MacLaine has won an Academy Award for acting. But I thought she did a really good job. The movie was funny. It was exciting. It had a little slight hints of romance in it. And it was funny because you got a guy that's been living on the prairie, basically, you know, in the desert, you know, traveling around, doing all kinds of things, not really bounty hunting, but doing stuff for money, basically, as a cowboy, basically. But the way he talks to her sometimes about, are you sure you're a nun? Because she thought she was too pretty to be a nun. I guess a lot of people have the feeling that all nuns are little old ladies or something. I don't know, but I just thought it was funny, the camaraderie between the two of them, and when they started working together as a team to try to help out the Mexicans fight the French. Is that who they were fighting?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So she was wanting to do it for that goal, and he was just wanting to get in there so he could get his money that they owed him. This group of people owed him some money, and they were basically part of the same group of people, kind of intertwined. So that's why he agreed to work with her, because he thought it was she had good things. She was very smart when it came to like underhanded things. So see little subtle hints throughout the movie about things she said, and the way she handled certain things. You kind of had a hint that she's where did she get that habit? Because you're thinking maybe she isn't a nun, or if she is a nun, how old was she when she became a nun? Because you get, not all nuns go right out of high school to become a nun. A lot of them become nuns, when they're older, grown women, their husband died or whatever. A lot of them just, give their life to God or Jesus and work for the church. So, I've heard lots of different stories about why people become nuns, but, and she knew how to speak Spanish, because remember, she was speaking with a lot of the people. And then she also seemed to act very nunny, I guess that's a word you could use, by the way she acted, when she got down on her knees and prayed. And the thing is, I felt horrible for her when he first found her and she was being attacked by those men, because we don't know what happened to her. All we know is she was naked. I mean, you could see her butt and everything. So she was completely naked and holding that robe up against her and around her butt, basically, when he found her. So we don't know for sure what happened, but he seemed to try to blow it off, to not make it a big deal. Like he didn't know how to react, especially when later, after he found out she was a nun, when she come back and walking back up with her nun outfit on. And she was very polite and courteous to him. You know what I mean? Like you'd think a nun would be to him, by the way she talked to him when she wanted to bury the bodies. But we didn't realize until later that she wanted to bury the bodies because maybe they were people that she worked with or, had stole from or something. And that's why they were trying to get revenge against her. because she was on the run basically when he found her. And she talks about that a little bit, that they're after because she was trying to raise money against the French to help fight the French, the people from Mexico, to defend themselves. So it all kind of went together a little bit. So it took a little while for you to figure that out. But it was fun and exciting to watch it. And her riding a mule, because she was riding a big mule at the beginning. He asked her, "Is that your mule?" She said, "Yes." And then as the movie progresses, you see that the mule's limping. And that's when we realized that the mule has a lame foot that needs time to heal, at least a week. And they don't have that kind of time just to sit around because they got people following them. So she ends up swapping it for a teeny tiny little burro that she rides. And she has a stick and she just tapping it on the butt. And it's like just trotting along behind him and his horse, the pack horse he's pulling. So I just thought it was nice. I thought the whole thing was fun. You know, it's funny, and you didn't know what was going on, what was about to happen, because there was a lot of twists and turns going on.
There's a lot of that where the script kind of surprises you with the new developments as it goes on further and further.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed the developments of it. The third act especially, because you're kind of waiting for things to resolve themselves between her, the French, and the Mexicans. And as it continues on, it actually gets really fucking good. Like I said, this movie feels like part 4. This feels like part 4 of the Dollars trilogy.
Yeah, because he is wearing a poncho, a poncho and that same hat. It's not wearing a sombrero and he's not wearing a cowboy hat. He's wearing a bolero.
He has the same gun belt. Did you notice the gun belt?
Yeah, it looked familiar, but also I did find, let me see, hold on. I found one piece of trivia about a gun belt.
Well, I should not look at my TV because there's you on there, and I crush on nuns. Janet, you are going to ruin myself later tonight.
Well, I'm sorry. I don't mean to. But I made this. I made this when we did the Blues Brothers.
You look really good.
Yeah, it turned out really good. I was really happy with it, and I've kept it, and I enjoy wearing it for movie reviews. I'm not going to wear it. Just
go over there to a little boys' Catholic school and confuse the boys.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that. But somewhere I read that it said that, let me see, where's the trivia? Somebody's gun belt was the same gun belt, but I don't think it was his.
I thought it was his.
Let's see, it said.
Pretty certain it was his.
I don't know. It's on IMDb on the website. But the part about the rattlesnake I thought was pretty interesting. They find a little broken down like fortress or whatever, and they're trying to hide there because they saw a whole bunch of soldiers on horseback. So he's trying to help hide her, and she's hiding in the back, but she's afraid to go in there because she hears a rattlesnake, right? So she goes, "I can't go in there." And he goes, "Why not?" She goes, "There's a rattlesnake in there." So he goes in there armed only with a knife, and you see him step on its head as it tries to bite him because he's wearing cowboy boots, and then he cuts its head off, and he hands the snake to her, which was pretty darn big when he handed it to her. And he said, "Here, in case we get separated, you can at least eat it." Have you ever eaten rattlesnake before?
Yeah, I have. It's actually pretty good.
I didn't think it was that bad. It was kind of greasy, but it could have been the way they prepared it too. So yeah, I have had it. It was edible. I think I could cook a rattlesnake by myself if I ever had to. But it was funny because she had the rattle in her hand. So when she was hiding, just sitting back there trying to stay hidden in the shadows, some soldiers were coming down and she could hear them coming. So she just rattled the little rattle a little bit so that he just turned around and left because he didn't want to have to deal with the snake at that moment. What is that a picture of?
It's me holding a rattlesnake in 2013.
Did you go to the rattlesnake roundup? Because I know they have that.
That's on my job site. That fucker was on the back of my truck.
Holy crap, that's big. That looks like it's at least 5 feet long.
It's like 7 foot when we stretched it out.
Yeah, it's big around. You can see how big around.
I took the head off with the spade because it was on the back where I have to have my glad hands plugged in on my tractor.
Mm-hmm.
And when I first saw it, like I pooped myself a little bit Oops.
Yeah,
And
scary.
I mean, because it's looking
Scared
right,
the heck out of you.
it's looking right at me,
Mhm.
and I'm like, shit. And
Did
it
it
doesn't.
rattle?
No. And I
Yeah.
realized after 45 seconds and me shitting myself that, like, oh, it's asleep because it hasn't moved yet. Because I should be dead.
Yeah.
I should be gone. And that rattlesnake was just like,
It might have just ate and
there.
was full.
And
And
it was just,
was it cold outside or chilly?
it was about 45, 50
Okay, well,
degrees.
that's probably why. See, a lot of
So,
people don't realize that gators and snakes will lay across like the asphalt to warm themselves up, especially on cool mornings or at, you know, to later in the evening. That's pretty big. That's a pretty big
so
snake.
this is after I took the head off and before I cooked it. But after I did this, and I went and changed my shorts. My coveralls weren't in bad shape. I just pooped a little bit. That's all. Just like a small, like, it could have been like as much on my
You were
shorts.
by yourself, right?
I was not by myself. There's a pad of about 20 guys with me.
Oh, I was gonna say because
On
I
pad.
have gone under my porch before.
No.
To get trash or cans and stuff that blow under there. And I try to be very careful. I have boots on and stuff and wear leather gloves, but it can still bite through gloves. If I got bit, I might not make it to the hospital before, I could have a bad allergic reaction or something. But we have rattlesnakes, copperheads, and water moccasins here in Arkansas. So yeah, you don't want to mess with them. But yeah, that was a big one. It's pretty scary.
So anyway, got the head taken off, showed the boss, actually put that photo in the group chat. And then once we did that, everybody kind of comes out and like, what the fuck? And I'm like, give me your keys to your truck. We can't have an open flame here, but I can go 50 foot outside the gate. I can start the fire up and I can start getting the skin peeled off. My boss is like, are you fucking serious? I said, yeah, let's go. And he's like, what the fuck is happening? Because like you're just some white guy from Illinois, and all of a sudden like you're acting all ballsy like you're one of us. I'm like, I've got a knife. I can't pull it out because we're on a Exxon site, and they don't have a blades available. You only can have a box cutter, but I've got a knife. I've got a machete. I use the fucking the shovel over there to take the head off. The head's in the grass. Well, the company man's dog went out there and it found the head, and it comes back with the fucking head attached to the muzzle because the snake head bit down on the dog, which later the dog didn't die, which I was happy, but the dog had to go to the vet. The company man's really pissed. I'm cooking snake, and I told him, like, you're a fool for letting your dog go out there. Why the fuck did you do that?
Mm-hmm.
My boss and I had a discussion on how I talked to the company man afterwards. I made my steak, my snake steaks, and I fed the 15 guys that were uniformed C&J operatives. And then after that, we had enough for about 7 more people because that was a big snake. Like that, if I had 2 of those snakes, I could have like had seconds. But it was like a big chicken breast is what it tasted like.
Yeah.
And I had some spices with me because at the time I was a hobbit and I took spices everywhere I went. And I was into that. I was into that sort of thing. I would grab spices from the store and be like, no, I can't have this brand of garlic pepper. I need this brand of garlic pepper because they have this in it, And so I would start like mixing up various peppers and spices, and I had my own big tall spice thing. And here I am salting this thing, and everybody's starting to smell it for like an hour and a half, 2 hours as I'm cutting the pieces of the steak or peeling the pieces of the steak off the bones and throwing it on the grill. Everybody's coming out and seeing me between stages. And then finally, once I rang the dinner bell, everybody was going ape shit. Like, what the fuck? Why are we not eating rattlesnake more often? And
It can be really good. Venison can be really good. There's lots of things that are good if the people making it know what they're doing.
Rattlesnake.
Too.
I'll eat rattlesnake every day the rest of my life if I have the opportunity, but I haven't had that opportunity since then.
Mm-hmm.
And ever since then, like I've only had 2 opportunities to actually take out a snake, and both times it got away from me. Which my friends are of the mindset that I have a death wish because I chase poisonous things. And I'm like, oh, what do you think? What are you talking about? Like, there's tutorial on YouTube. They show you how to prepare it. Come on, let's go. And they're like, you're fucking stupid. God bless my friends, but they're short sighted. I'm thinking about my stomach here. I need to eat. You know, I
Well,
can't
a
go to
lot of
the
people
house.
who don't grow up in families that have hunting. I mean, I've had squirrel, I've had venison, I've eaten buffalo, um, I've eaten like pheasant, duck. I've eaten lots of different animals that either someone close to me or one of my other friends or whatever would bring me, some really good meat, or it's already cooked when they bring it to me. So I've been lucky enough to have a good variety of stuff, but I'm willing to try it at least one time.
Yeah.
To see whether or not I like it or not. Because if something ever does happen, if you don't know how to capture some stuff or fish and know how to clean it properly and stuff like that, I mean, where are you going to get your food? You have to get it somewhere. At least I'll be able to do that and not have a problem. I won't starve. So I'm happy with that. But yeah, the way the story flows is really good because most of the movie it's just her and him on horseback riding through the countryside trying to get to the other location that they want, and they bump into random people, do different things happening that way. Like when she's praying at that little shrine that's on the side of the road. And that's when this one guy comes walking by and he's got that little burro with some bags on it and stuff. And she stops and asks him if she could, if he would swap with her. And so Clint Eastwood makes fun of her because she thinks she got a real good deal because now she has something to ride, even though it's really little. And it does that, trotting. Oh, I know had to be sore riding it. And then she has to have that stick constantly hitting it on the rear end to make it keep going forward and follow the horse. But I just thought that was funny because Clint Eastwood makes fun of her thinking she got ripped off because she gave away this giant mule that can, pull a wagon almost and stuff. And for this tiny burro, they can barely, carry a human. But she's not very heavy or anything. So it did really good. It was cute too to see her riding around on it. I thought it was fun.
I when I saw her riding the burro, I was all right. But like that little bitty donkey with the little short steps, all I could feel was like my
Yeah, that was
nuts.
a burro. The other one
Yeah,
was a mule.
the the, the,
Mule.
the littler of the 2 animals. I'm
Yeah,
watching that thing move, and all I'm thinking is my balls are slapping down on the saddle at that rate right there.
you'd
And
have you would have sore.
I'm not liking this at all. So like
Yeah, it was rough.
I felt sad. Like we just need to get away from using that as a transportation animal. Let it have all the burdens, and then walk somewhere wherever you want to go. But don't fucking ride those things.
Yeah. Yeah, it's something you have to get used to. Because when I first started horseback riding, I would get saddle sore really bad. So, and sometimes you can get blisters. It depends on how long you ride and whether you have a good saddle or you have a no ass. If you have no meat, you're definitely gonna probably get blisters, blisters on your butt and your thighs for riding. So it's something that you gotta get used to. And plus, we found out during the while we were watching the movie that Clint Eastwood's allergic to horses. I was really surprised when I found out
I
about
didn't
that.
find out about that until after I went to the IMDb, and I'm like, you think they would have put this in like the Dollars trilogy or in Rawhide trivia? But no, I find this out in 1969. Okay, that's fine, whatever.
I was like, wow, because he was in so many westerns, you wouldn't think that he was, but he was definitely allergic to horses, which he did a really good job at not acting. Maybe that's why he squinted a lot, because his eyes were always itchy and watery when he was in the westerns. But I thought it was really good, that part of it. So, anything else you want to talk about leading up to the next thing?
No, not really, because I thought the initial portion of the movie where he discovers her, kind of frees her from the three Hispanic men, and
Mm-hmm.
then takes whiskey. And up to this point, I thought it was well scripted. The action was pretty well paced. I don't have any real complaints about this movie.
Well, I don't have any complaints, but I was talking about like
I'm not going to bash on editing. I'm not going to
no,
say
editing wasn't bad either.
I didn't see any edits that were bad. I didn't see anything on this where the ADR was fucked up. The only thing they could have had more of is like more like zooms on the eyes, like it would be an Italian Western, and
Mhm.
make he needs to sweat more. Could we film this in like July? That's like 130 degrees, because that's when the real Clint Eastwood comes out, when he's like
Sweatier. The actors all look sweatier to me on set on this movie than they did in two of the other spaghetti westerns, the real ones.
that's
that
because they
were filmed
film
in
a
Italy. They definitely looked like they were sweaty.
No, I honestly feel this movie here had a lack of sweat. There was more sweat in for a few dollars more, and the good, bad, the ugly. Fistful of Dollars was really good, but that was just like your introduction to what sweat looks like on a man if you're from the north. And that was a really good film. Don't get me wrong, but it was a introductory film.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
then the other two movies were really sweaty. But this movie here didn't have as much sweat, I thought. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm
I
wrong.
thought they glistened more. I thought, like when she was naked and she was holding that stuff up, I could see sweat on her back and on her shoulders and on her face and stuff. And him too. He looked very sweaty when he came down the hill. But they're not going to let him drip with sweat unless it's supposed to be that way in the scene, simply because they're the stars. You know what I mean? So I'm sure they had assistants really close by with water the whole time they were there, with drinks to keep them hydrated. All the actors had to have, because they were really filming in Mexico, so I know it had to been really hot for everyone. But the scene where, because remember, she talks about how she's on the run and that these soldiers are trying to get her because she was trying to raise money to fight their army, right? To help the Mexicans free themselves from this invasion or whatever that she kept talking about, right? So it was interesting when she goes to that town, because she gets sent there to ride that burro all the way there to get information and stuff that he needed about when the train was coming or something. And she's there and she sees that one guy being executed, right, by firing squad, and his family's all crying, and she's sad for them because another person's dying, and she doesn't know why. It doesn't say anything about why they're killing them. But during that time, when she's standing there, you see one of the soldiers come out of that big building and comes over and grabs her by the arm and says, "I need you to come in here. He needs some peace at the end, even though it's not the same religion or whatever, because she's wearing the cross and everything." So she follows him and goes in there. And when she sees who it is, she's like, "Oh my God, he's one of the people that knows who I really am." So she's like trying to hold the cross in front of her face and praying and putting her head down and stuff, trying not to let him recognize her. And he says something about her being a filthy whore. And the guy behind her says, "Oh, ma'am, I'm so sorry. He's delirious. He's got a fever." So she was really lucky that, they didn't grab her by the arm and say they're going to arrest her, because the guy was really at the end. Basically, he was dying from some kind of fever. So she lucked out, but it scared her real bad, because as soon as she gets back, she gets back on her burro after that with the information he needs, and rides right back to their camp. And he's like, he sees her. She runs right past him. Remember, she didn't even stop to talk to him. He was down the thing at the outlook, looking out to see if anybody's coming. And she rides right past him and goes straight to his horse and takes his bottle of whiskey from his saddlebag and starts gulping it. Remember, I love that part, because that's what she would normally do. But she's pretending to be a nun, so she normally wouldn't do that. But she was so scared because she really thought that she was going to die when she realized that he recognized who she was. So I thought that was a really fun scene for her, to try to pull herself together. And he goes, I've never seen anybody stay sober after they drink that much alcohol. I just thought it was good. I thought he did a great job at acting like somebody who really didn't connect that she wasn't really a nun. Because I think the reason it worked so well for you to believe that he really didn't think twice about it was because of what happened to her when he first found her. So he was afraid of accusing her, and he tried to be extra nice to her and stuff because of what was happening to her, when he first saved her. So I think that's one of the reasons why that scene was so important at the beginning, because it helped you understand and believe him. By the way, because in a few times when he was drinking, he was like, you're so pretty. You got beautiful eyes. I wish you weren't a nun, stuff like that. I just loved it. I thought that was so good all through between the chemistry between them throughout the movie. I just thought it was great because it led up to the very end when he finds out that she's really a prostitute. And that's when he finds out he's got that chest of money, and he gets to her door and she says, don't come in right now. I'm in the bathtub. I'm trying to look nice when you see me. And he goes, I don't care if you look nice, because I don't care if you even got clothes on. Because remember, and he busts the door open and he puts the thing in there, and he just gets to the bathtub with his clothes on. So I thought all that was very romantic and fun. It made the movie fun and playful for the two characters after they finally did everything that they thought they were going to do, I wanted to do to achieve, and it worked. And he got the money, the big chest of money, because we don't even know how much money was in it. We just know it was a lot because it was locked up in
That was all it was.
2 padlocks. So it was a huge wheelbarrow with a giant thing. So now he's rich, and he's going to get the woman that was he thought was a nun for such a long time through the movie. So I just thought it was great. I thought it was fun. It was entertaining. Definitely not for kids, but I just thought it had romance. It had lots and lots of explosions, lots of gunfights, all the things that I thought you would enjoy for a movie. So I just thought it had something for everybody in it.
It does.
And the story was really good.
I thought this movie had everything I wanted in it, and I was really impressed. I was pleased. Didn't really have an issue. There's one scene that I thought was initially done with real things, but the more I look at it, I've watched this like 10 times now. Mm-hmm. But I'm talking about the train trestle scene.
Yeah.
And boy, it's done very well. But if you know what you're looking at here, this is definitely a miniature setup. And this is one of those films that, okay, right here, you can see some. It
looks real to me. It looks real. Very, very real. Even when the very front end of the train falls off and hits the ground and the wood comes out, it still looks real to me. It's not until the second car goes off that I start realizing, oh, it is a model. It's a model. That looks so real. That looks very heavy, like an engine would be.
With the cold fingers spilling like that, I love this.
Mm-hmm. Me too. I thought it was great.
And then you see the rest of it kind of.
When the red part falls, that's when I started realizing, they did a great job considering they did this in Mexico. It wasn't done in Hollywood.
No.
It was done in Mexico. They're the ones that built it and stuff. And it was really good. But you know what I didn't like about this scene? It wasn't that. What? The scene to me that was fake. Have you ever, okay, I'm just going to ask anyone out here that has ever shot a rifle, have you ever put a rifle on somebody's shoulder and shot it that didn't have earplugs or special protection and was talking like normal afterward? That's what threw me off.
You're talking like normal afterward.
Yeah, she was totally normal. Look at, he shot the rifle right beside her ear.
Third time he shot too, I think.
3 times. He did it 3 times, and she still had a normal conversation. I shot my 9mm. Well, it wasn't a chicken coop, but the door was open, and I couldn't hear for almost a whole week. I mean, I had that muffly ringing in my ear. I thought I took my eardrum out. So that right there was really hard for me. I had a really hard time with like, oh, that is so stupid. The whole thing, that part of it was stupid. And you know how hot the edge of that gun was going to be after shooting it 3 times, and she's holding it with her bare fingers. That was the one of the things that thought was stupid, but I still thought it was good. And this scene right here was really hot when he said, "You called me a bastard" or whatever.
Yeah.
I loved it. I thought that was a really good scene between the two of them. I thought they had such good chemical attraction to each other. The fact that she was hands off. Now a scumbag like the guys that he shot at the beginning wouldn't be hands off. They could care less if she was a nun. See what I mean? But someone like him that actually has some respect for women. This is what I was talking about. I didn't like about him in the third movie that we watched. This is a man that seems respectful to her because she is a nun. See what I mean? He kept his hands off. He said, "I can't believe I laid by you every night, all that time. And I never tried to do anything," because he thought she was a nun. So I like that. To me, that redeemed him back up to where he was after the first and second movie, and then went down after the third one. For me, remember? I didn't like it as much, but I
I
liked it.
mean, it's Clint Eastwood. I mean, what's he do? He's got a penis, you know.
Yeah,
He's
but
Clint Eastwood.
his character in the movie, not Clint Eastwood, because I didn't see him as Clint Eastwood. That's not who he's supposed to be.
I can't help it. I see Clint Eastwood. I do. I just know, like, oh, he's at the movies. He's the one on set. We're gonna have a party. Grab beers, grab some condoms, and wait for the buddies to arrive because that's what's gonna be happening. And that's kind of what we found out with Coogan's Bluff.
Yeah.
Like I was suspecting it, but the Coogan Bluff that showed me everything I need to know about early era Clint. Clint was fake.
Yeah.
He was fun, but
He was a
man,
womanizer. And the women loved him, just like that one guy in that interview said that when he left Clint's room, there were women in the hallway waiting to go in and see him. And that he constantly had women going in and out of his room. Now, I'm not saying that they all slept with him, but women flocked to him because he's Clint Eastwood. So, I'm sure it happened with tons of actors like Robert Redford and Paul Newman and Elvis.
you know the one that really surprised me that it happened a lot with was little 5'5" Harry Winkler. You short kings out there,
the
there's a chance.
Fonz. Okay, I had to think about it.
There's a chance. There's a chance, guys. If you're under 6 foot, you can still have your day. You can still have
I guarantee that women were flocking to see the guy from Game of Thrones.
Dinklage.
Mm-hmm.
Midgets get laid more than regular people.
Okay,
That's
but
all
see, he's married to a regular sized woman. So
Have
I'm
you
just saying, and
you
he's
gotta
very
listen.
handsome for a dwarf too. He's a very handsome guy.
You must listen to the new. What's that guy's name? There's a comic that he's a comic and he talks about being a dwarf because he's a dwarf.
Yeah.
And he just had a new special come out.
You have to send me the link.
He married a tall Chinese lady.
Mm-hmm. Well, everyone needs, falls in love. It does, most people can fall in love with someone. It doesn't matter what their skin tone is or how tall or short they are, or whether they're fat or skinny. You fall in love with someone not just because of what they look like. You fall in love with the whole package, I hope.
Well,
Or you fall in love with their wallet. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Brad Williams is a BMF, and he went to Louisville, and he performed at the theater that's on Short Street.
Yeah.
And so the special is called Live on Short Street, and it's a absolutely hilarious hour and 10 minutes, and I think you're going to love it.
Well, I'm sure I will. I bet I'll laugh a lot. Because remember in high school, I've told you before, one of my very best friends from 8th, 9th, and 10th grade was a dwarf. And her father was a dwarf. So when I would go to their house, I'd arm wrestle him. It was a lot of fun. He made me laugh. He played cards with us. He was good at playing the guitar. But his brother, which was I think 2 grades above us, Charlotte and I, he was tall like his mom. And Charlotte wore the same size pants as I did, but I cut them off right above the knee, and we'd hem them for her. And she had beautiful long blonde hair, and she was just a lot of fun. But I never really looked at her as a dwarf. Really, I mean, once we were best friends, I never really even paid attention to that stuff. We just talked about stuff that normal people talk about, and they're just like us. They think about the same things, what they want, what they don't want, just like we do. So I don't really, I just don't really care about that stuff. So they fall in love just like we do. They're just littler. That's all.
Fun size.
Yeah, that too. For a lot of people, I'm sure.
I mean, we still need
If they're a good actor, that shouldn't matter, But just like this movie, they were really good at portraying the characters that they were playing. And I thought all of them did a good job, even though, as we looked up, that they were trying to make this movie as cheap as possible, cheaply and save money. And that all the actors that they hired, all the extras and stuff were just regular people that were, around there. So they did a really good job of getting actors to portray all the different characters. I thought that was really good. Just like we said about the train wreck, that was from local people that built the set and all that stuff. It wasn't from, shipped there from Hollywood. So they did a great job with what they had. And they called in that same guy to do the music for the movie that they used on the other spaghetti westerns. So that's why it had that Western, spaghetti Western feel. And some of the opening scene where he's riding the horse, like that, and the camera's panning and the music's playing, and you could see the sun going down and stuff. It just looked like it was even filmed a lot like a spaghetti Western. I thought.
I'm going to go for a copyright strike here.
Well, what is it? Is it Matthew? Oh, this is for that movie.
Yeah.
You're going to make fun of people? I don't think that's nice.
Well, what do I always do?
Huh?
Well,
yeah, but not visually. It's different when you say it than it is.
No. I had no problem with the midgets in this movie. I think the midgets in this movie are fine. I think
they're not midgets.
The real
difference between dwarfs and midgets.
There's a real faggotry in this movie about the Karenism of the Matt McConaughey character. Matt McConaughey can't stand the fact he's going to have a midget brother or a midget son. And he's ashamed of his family. He doesn't want to bring Kate Beckinsale into his family life. And this trailer just embodies the entire faggotry.
Because he's normal sized?
Yeah. And
everybody else is normal, and the rest of his families are dwarfs.
A walk down the aisle.
Steven's he's a very lucky guy. I just hope he's smart enough not to screw it up.
Well, they were just at the wedding,
There'll be rough
and he didn't
patches,
seem
no doubt about
embarrassed.
Canal Plus and Langley Productions proudly present command performances from Kate Beckinsale, Matthew McConaughey, Patricia Arquette, and in the role of a lifetime,
very end of the movie,
Gary Oldman.
That right there, holy fuck! How they advertise this? There you go.
And in the role of a lifetime, Gary Oldman.
Oh, because he's a dwarf.
And in the role of a lifetime, Gary Oldman.
Role of a lifetime. They pin his fucking arms with a rig back behind his back, so he looks like he's got stunted arms. And then he makes him walk on his knees with shoes.
Yeah, that's how they did movies before they had CGI. So this movie came out many years ago. What year did it come out?
2002 or 2000.
Okay, well,
2002.
I never heard of it.
We're gonna eventually have to fucking bludgeon the shit out of it because it's a terrible film.
Well, I haven't seen it. I never even heard about it until you were talking about it. But the thing is, so they have a baby in the end of the movie. I have to ask you that now because I saw her holding a baby.
It's a little person baby.
Yeah.
Continues the cycle. It's great. And then, spoiler alert: movie's like 20 years old. You don't get spoilers. You have to be good. for it to be spoiled. And this movie is far from good.
Because
So
you got to remember, it was a couple years ago. They made a bunch of changes to movies, what can be in movies to be eligible to win an Academy Award. And I think one of them was to play a person with no leg or arm. You had to be a person with no leg or arm. Same thing with your skin color, but whether you're a man or a woman. If you're playing a man, you got to be a man. If you're playing a woman, you got to be a woman. If you're going to be a dwarf, you got to be a dwarf. And black or Hispanic or whatever. I think that was one of the rules that they said they changed to be able to get an Academy Award. But the thing is, I'm starting to see a big shift and lots of companies that don't care if they go for Academy Award or not. They don't even fill the paperwork out to submit.
no, they're not going to because they don't have enough people.
They're afraid they're not going to make money because they want actors, not because you don't want to hire someone just because, oh, they don't have an arm. We can use them because they can just sit there and go, what do I do during the filming? See, you want an actor to portray a character. That's what actors are supposed to do. So that's why I thought this movie was so good that we watched, because they had phenomenal actors. I thought they did a great job at portraying the characters. Even the people in the giant whorehouse that she was in at the end, they all did a great job. When that woman greets her and she comes in dressed as the nun and she grabs her ass and they're hugging, and you see Clint's face going like he's really shocked because he's like, what the hell place is this? This is a whorehouse, isn't it? And he's flabbergasted by the whole thing. And that's when she pulls her habit off her head and she has that huge head of red bushy hair. I just thought it was great. I loved that whole scene. I thought that scene was fun. And then she starts moving stuff out of the way to find the trap.
This movie that's fun.
Yeah, I thought it was really good. I really enjoyed this movie. It was action packed. It had romance. It just had everything in it. It had a good score. There was only a couple little things, like the whole thing with the gun on her shoulder and a little bit there with the train. There was a couple little things that, took away from it but the thing is, it sucks sometimes when you watch a movie and you're trying to take everything you can out of it so that you could talk about it. Things that you thought didn't fit or they could have done better, instead of just getting to go and watch it because it's a good movie, because it's a movie you want to see. Like I went and saw that Hail Mary. I went and saw that and I thought it was great. And I loved it. I went to the movie theater and I ate a ton of popcorn and a Slurpee, and it was delicious. And I enjoyed the whole thing. So, because I went there just to watch it and like it, so it's not like this where we have to do a lot of stuff. The Incredible Bulk, he keeps bringing that up. Every time I see him in the chat, he talks about it.
It's a terrible film. Like
I've never heard of it.
That's because it's a terrible film. Like, you don't understand.
Is it a porn? That's what I'm going to ask him. Is it a porn? Is that why he keeps talking about it?
It's not a porn. It's a tossed script for The Incredible Hulk.
Okay.
And it did not work well. So they reworked it, and The Incredible Hulk is a god-awful film.
Yeah.
You don't understand, Janet. You're like, yeah, no, you don't get it. You're not understanding the level.
Really bad. Even he said it was bad. So why do you keep bringing it up? If you want us to watch it, or you keep talking about it, like you think you want us to see it or something?
Oh God, it's free on YouTube. One of the videos about it is titled, "We're almost at the end of the movie and we haven't even used all of our stock footage yet."
Mm-hmm.
That's not good. So.
Oh, it's made like a game. This is it.
This is it.
Yeah, I definitely don't want to watch it.
Okay, well, neither do I.
Okay, good, because I don't want to watch it.
This
is worse. That's even worse than that Hundreds of Beavers.
Yes, this is terrible. Hundreds of Beavers is modern art.
So somebody just made this on their computer then, basically.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, it looks really bad.
Like this is a horrible movie. Why it was made, I don't know. I'll never understand it.
Well, how many
But
views did it get?
it doesn't say how many views it got here. Let me go to this.
Okay. Because if it got a lot of views, that means at least they got clicks on it. Somebody liked it, or they wouldn't have watched it.
It doesn't say how many views it's gotten. But it has
Yeah.
324 comments. And the
And I
first
bet
one,
they're all bad.
Marvel has been really quiet since this dropped. And apparently it had a $1,400 or $14,000 budget. They forgot to use it.
That someone paid money to make that, or wasn't just a person making it themselves? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Somebody made this.
I know
Somebody
they
was
got paid to
together,
make it.
and
They made it
somebody-
for fun.
I don't know. I can't
Oh,
imagine this
shit.
being fun.
Well, you gotta now. You have to find out so we can find out whether
No, I
someone
don't.
paid to
No, I
make it.
don't. This is video herpes.
Why are you watching it?
Just so you can understand. Just so you can understand. Like, I like schlock, which is modern art. That is shit.
Yeah,
And I don't understand why anything like there's nothing that would ever convince me like that. That's as bad as a Jack Black movie.
Oh, that was. Hey, I
Yeah.
told you that one movie I liked. I might have to just watch that one movie and do it myself.
You should. You should. I encourage you because
I know you don't want to see it, but I thought it was really good. It was
There's
one of my
only one-
favorite movies by him.
There's two Jack Black movies I would watch, and I can't think of the other one. But the first one is Tropic Thunder, because he's like the seventh guy down on the fucking billing. Tropic Thunder is peak. You've never seen Tropic Thunder, have you?
Mm-mm. I've seen like bits and pieces that people have shared, but
You know
that's
the thing
it.
is that your hatred of Ben Stiller is what kills you from watching it. My hatred
No,
of
I'll
fucking
watch
Jack
it.
Black prevents
I'll
me
watch
from.
it if you want to watch it, but I'm just saying, I've
That-
seen Jack Black in, let's see, I saw him in the one about the Jumanji game. I thought he was okay in that. But Shallow Hal, to me, is the best movie he's ever made. He was actually funny because he's probably exactly what the movie was about. That's why he didn't even have to act. That's just who he is. See what I mean? That's probably why I thought he did such a good job in it. And I thought the premise was good. And the fact that the guy that does the Tony Robbins, does the hypnotism thing on him, basically in the elevator. And then after that, every time he sees a woman, he sees her for what's on the inside, not for what her outside looks like. And all of a sudden, good looking women see how he treats, chubby women and, ugly girls or whatever. And they're like, wow, he really has changed because he's actually nice to all these people. Because he thinks, his best friend says, the reason you're so attractive to all these women that you think are hot is because they aren't. So I just love it. It's like the whole premise of it is so funny. And I would love to watch it with some people. Maybe I'll get a few people to come and join me in Discord and we'll watch that movie because it's funny as hell. I love it. I thought it was really good. And the fact that you got George Costanza as his best friend that hates women with ugly toes. And he's got this bombshell girlfriend and she has a toe that hangs over her shoe just a little bit. And he just can't stand it. He thinks it's so fucking ugly. And I'm like, why is she dating this guy? And he has this tail. He has this like little tail at the end of his, he's just disgusting, just like he was on Seinfeld. And that's what makes the movie funny is those characters being so repulsive, but yet they're pointing their finger at all these people saying, oh, look, they got this, they got that, they're ugly, all this stuff. It just cracks me up. It's like seeing a big, ugly guy, huge guy wearing a shirt that says, I hate ugly chicks or something like that. Have you seen that radio show and they interview these people, all these women, and they ask them all these questions? And you showed me it with the one girl that likes men that have to be at least 300 pounds.
You're talking about whatever.
Yeah, whatever that show
No,
is
you're
called.
talking about the Whatever podcast where they
Oh,
get
is
all
that
these
what it's called? Okay. Well,
Whatever
I've
podcast.
seen I've seen all these memes and stuff when they call her Gorlock or something. Some
Gorlock
woman,
is
or I don't know if it's a man or a woman. They got black hair. They look like they're Samoan or something, and they
it's a
make
thing.
fun of the person. It's a
Yeah.
what?
It's a thing.
Oh,
You
well,
don't-
I just see all the stuff, and they make fun of that person a lot, and some of the memes that I've seen. So, but I've never. That's the only time I watched any of it. Really, as long as I did was when you played that interview with that one woman. It's a pretty blonde with lots of tattoos that likes guys that weigh 300 pounds or more.
So, Janet,
Yeah.
Gorlock is a thing. We don't know what sex it is. It claims it's woman. That's fine. It can say whatever it wants. Here's the answer. There we go.
Well, remember that other movie that had, it was called Pat, and the Pat's pants get pulled off, but they're hanging up, and only that certain people got to see whether it was a male or female. Remember that movie? I thought that was funny. I think it was based off of a skit from Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
And I just thought it was hilarious, the whole thing. The person playing the girlfriend, all that. I just thought the concept of it was funny. And because, I like entertainment. I don't want to worry about whether it's politically correct or not. But I just thought it was funny. And I thought the same thing about Jack Black being in that movie called Shallow Hal, because he's shallow. That's what the whole premise of it is, to show you how shallow he really is. And if it hadn't been for Tim Robbins hypnotize him, he probably would never have ever found his true love, because it forced him to see someone from a different side. And most people don't want to do that. They just can't stop looking at the one pimple on their cheek, or the one something that they can't stand about them. And that person probably has everything you could ever want, but because of that one thing, you just won't overlook it. So you're just never going to have anybody, because you're so shallow that you can't get past that one thing. And there's so many people like that out there in the world. I see tons of them. And that life is flying by them, and they're just missing out because they don't want to get past the fact that person has a one leg shorter than the other or something. Who knows what it is? But they're going to find the problem. They're going to find
when Kate Beckinsale turns her head and starts giving the I want to fuck you eyes to Gary Oldman, and then she plants her big old smoocher on him, and they start making out, and the end credits roll. Nothing really happened. It's just that your midget brother is going to steal your girl. That movie.
Oh, so it's Matthew McConaughey's brother?
Yeah.
Oh, because see, I thought it was his dad.
No, Gary
at
Oldman.
The wedding. So she ends up leaving her stuck-up husband because he doesn't like dwarfs for a real dwarf, because he treats her like
he doesn't want to have a dwarf baby. He's scared shitless of having a dwarf. What?
He should have got it snipped so where he wouldn't have any swimmers, if that's what he wanted.
The entire movie would be fixed with that 30-minute procedure.
But the thing is, see, the whole premise from just what you just told me is just like Shallow Hal. You take a guy who ends up being tall and attractive, and he goes out and he uses that to get all these women. Just like, what was that? There was a movie that came out.
What world are we living in where Jack Black is handsome? Holy fuck.
No, I'm not saying that. It's the other way around. Jack Black isn't a handsome guy. He's a normal, average-looking guy, yet he constantly thinks that he deserves 10s. All women should be 10s, and if they're not a 10, I'm not even going to give them the time of day. That is the premise of the movie. So when he meets Tim Robbins in an elevator, Tim Robbins says, "Man, you got the wrong look of life. You're looking in the wrong place. Beauty is just on the outside. Beauty comes from the inside. It should be from who you are, what you give to the world, instead of, oh, she's got, pimples, or, her skin tone is blotchy, or her hair's thin, whatever thing he can find, or her boobs are too small, her ass is flat. I mean, they can't find anything good about someone. So they pick the one thing, just like his best friend has a 10, and she's a famous actress in real life, or famous model, and she's gorgeous, but all he could do is talk about how he can't stand looking at her feet because her one toe is longer than their big toe, so he can't stand that. Besides that, she's gorgeous and she likes him. Okay, so he's too stupid to realize how lucky he could have it, but he won't date her because she's got a frinkly toe. That's what he calls it. So it shows you how these people are so narcissistic about themselves that they can't let anyone in that isn't a 10, that they see as a 10. It doesn't matter if they're a 10, because you could be dating a 10 that looks great, but she's like, you're so ugly. God, I can't stand that bitch. Gosh, she gets on my nerves, and be nothing but complain about everybody else. But you want her just because she looks good on your arm. But as soon as she opens her mouth, nobody wants to be in the room with you. See what I mean? So you can either have that and have your wallet open 24/7, or have someone you have fun with. That's what the whole premise of Shallow Hal is trying to teach people that watch it, how stupid and petty people are. And that's what this other movie that supposedly you just showed me is. He got a person who was born, like that one movie about the woman who was born and she didn't look black, but her whole family's black. And she falls in love, but she doesn't want to take him back because he's afraid that if he meets her family, he's going to know she's black, because she's going to be able to have black babies, right? So it's the same thing. It's exactly the same thing, except he has dwarfism in his family, and he's petrified that he's going to be stuck with a dwarf and be embarrassed because of it, because he happens to be tall and didn't get the chromosome. See what I mean? So that's basically what it is. So what happens is he meets a really beautiful woman, but she's beautiful on the inside too, and likes people for who they are, not for just what they look like, right? So then when she meets his brother and sees how wonderful he is and how good he treats the world and other people around him, she falls in love with him. So real true love has nothing to do with the shell. It's what's on the inside that should matter. And that's when you have these couples you see walking down the road holding hands that have been married for 50 years. That's what I would love to have. Who wouldn't want to have that? I want a relationship where I can trust my man no matter where he goes and who he's with, that he only wants me. He only has eyes for me. That's true love. And I want to have that same feeling. I want to cook for him. I want to, be pretty for him. I want to clean my house and go places with him, because that's who I want to be with, the person who loves me, and I want to love them. That's what, to me, the premise of those movies is showing that there's really people out there that will look for you because they fall in love with you, not because they fall in love with your stuff or what you got big arms. Anyone can have big arms, but they can still be a douchebag. See, I've met many of them, attractive people that are assholes, and I'd rather not have those in my life. I'd rather have people that are real and that treat me with respect, and don't care if I get a pimple on my nose. You know what I'm saying? It's just stupid. It's ridiculous. But that's why I like movies like that. And I might like that movie now that you've brought it up. I might have to watch it and watch it, because when I saw her holding that baby, I'm like, oh, she's going to have a baby. And I think they're cute. But I think all babies are cute and all babies are precious. So that's how I view it. So what happened? Where'd you go?
I'm over here just letting
You're what?
I'm over here letting you talk.
I'm sorry.
You're good.
But yeah, I recommend anybody watch the movie that we watched. I'm going to give it an 8.5 out of 10.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that this movie scores an easy 82% for me, and
that's
it's
good for you.
It's probably since Fistful of Dollars, it's probably my favorite Clint Eastwood film we've watched in our series.
Mm-hmm.
Now next week, guys, you know what we're watching next week?
Mm-hmm.
Put your scores in the chat if you haven't done that already. Next week, we're going to watch a movie that is absolutely pants-shittingly good.
Mhm.
And when I say this, I mean this movie has held the test of time. It is a movie that people of every stripe, every creed, before there was Tropic Thunder, there was this. And you're like, what the fuck are you comparing to Tropic Thunder? Well, I'm going to compare Kelly's Heroes to Tropic Thunder. Yes, Kelly's Heroes, directed by Brian G. Hutton, written by Troy Kennedy Martin, with Clint Eastwood, Telly Savalas, and Don Rickles.
I've never seen it.
It's got the best cast for the time. This is the time of like these people that are in this movie. This is the cast you want for a fucking war comedy. This is it. Eastwood, Savalas, Don Rickles.
Carol O'Connor's in it too.
Donald Sutherland.
A lot of actors in it.
Donald Sutherland plays Oddball. Gavin McLeod is Moriarty. Hal Buckley is Maitland.
Stuart.
Martin
Oh my
Joe.
God. He's
Yeah.
funny. Mhm.
Morris plays Cowboy. Richard Davos, Kukowski. Barry Lopez, Kulo, and Tom Troop as Joe. There's some others that are in this as well. Lynn Lesser's Delaney, Harry Dean Stanton. Can't have a movie without Henry Dean Stanton. What do you mean, Bruce? Hold on, let me show you. So
Yeah, it looks
yeah,
good. It looks packed. It looks action packed too from the trailer that you showed me already.
yeah, this movie is absolutely the best. You have here. This is Harry Dean Stanton. In 3 years, we'll do a Harry Dean Stanton year.
Yeah.
We'll just go through Harry Dean Stanton movies.
Okay.
But he starts his movies off at Revolt Fair, Fort Laramie, and Tomahawk Trail, Wrong Man, in 1954, 56, somewhere around there. And then he just starts. He's never without a paycheck for his mortgage. Okay, the guy was fucking busy. It's awesome. He was in Adventures of Huck Finn.
He was really busy.
Yeah, he's amazingly busy. Zane Grey Theater as Private Brock, Toby and Fletcher. He's in 4 episodes of Zane Grey Theater. They loved him. Have Done Will Travel. He was on 2 episodes of that. He was on the How the West Was Won. He's on Bonanza for a couple episodes. This guy he was a warden for the 74 TV prologue, uncredited, for Fistful of Dollars. And then
he's in lots of movies with Clint Eastwood then.
Yeah, he's with Clint Eastwood quite a bit. And he died in 2014, I think. He was on The Avengers as a security guard. I mean, this guy's been everywhere. He was on the Wild Wild West TV show, Guns of Will Sonnet, played in Cool Hand Luke as Edgar Tramp Potter, as Dean Stanton. This guy was just a Chad. He was on an episode of Andy Griffith. Remember the Andy Griffith Show, kids? Yep.
My grandma liked that show.
I couldn't go a day without watching that show, it seemed like. He's on 8 episodes of Gunsmoke, 2 episodes of Daniel Boone, episode of Adam 12, episode of Petticoat Junction. This guy couldn't go a block in Hollywood without
He had a good agent, it sounds like.
Without having somebody come up to his agent and be like, hey, we want Harry, bring Harry in here. So you get to see this guy work. And this will probably be the next actor we follow and have him. He's in The Godfather Part 2 as FBI man #1. Holy shit. This guy's in every
I
fucking
wouldn't
thing.
mind having Mel Gibson on the list. Because he's got a shit ton of good movies. And he's a director also. Just like what you've been doing with Clint Eastwood.
He's in the movie Repo Man. He's in Christine as Junkins.
Mm-hmm.
Euphoria as Brother Bud Sanders. The Bear as Coach Thomas. He was in Red Dawn as Tom Eckert. Yes, everybody had to make a payment on their mortgage.
Yeah.
But he does a lot. Harry Dean Stanton was such a good actor.
That is a lot. That is a lot of actors, right? I mean, movies and TV shows.
Yeah. The guy was fucking amazing. But we're going to watch the advert for this. YouTube be damned. If you love me, go subscribe to me on Rumble.
Mhm. Kelly's Heroes. No,
Kelly! What the hell are you doing here? Looking after the colonel, that's what. Shoot him and let's get the hell out of here. Shoot him, we don't get the gold. What gold? Proposition. Thought you might be interested in helping me out. Oh. I want you to set up a barrage for me.
Yeah. If you whisper one word about the gold to these guys, I'm gonna have you bounce from this outfit so fast your feet won't even touch the ground.
Okay, Kelly.
Now, there's a movie that Clint Eastwood we just watched it, where he's taking gold from the French. And it seems like it's a career highlight for him to be in a movie where he steals from the French. Seems to be a running theme throughout the Clint Eastwood highlight reel. Because it wasn't fun at the time to beat up on the communists, so let's beat up on the French. But we do this so well. All right, let's look at what Don Rickles does to this movie.
What is it?
I want the intelligence report for this whole sector, and I need them in the next 2 hours.
That's nice. What's in it for me?
It's behind enemy lines.
I got 3 Shermans outside.
His name's Oddball.
A Sherman can give you a very nice edge. These are my boys.
it's like they have no
It's
rules.
still up.
Who was that guy that was laughing
I'm kind of
more in his mouth?
hung up. I need about... No, it ain't.
Watch. Just
Look,
watch.
baby, I'm kind of hung up. I need about 60
Go
feet
back
of
far
bridge.
enough.
Listen, kid, they haven't got your back in enough
Back-
water
back
and everything.
I don't need you. 60 feet of bridge I can pick up almost anywhere. Schmuck.
All right. I need at least 100 guys. Where do I find 100 men just like that?
Last all better show up, Kelly.
Come on, let's move it up!
These are my boys.
Now watch. Just pause when I say to.
It's
Right
still
there.
up.
No, that's right there. That's him. Who is that? Why does he look familiar?
No, it ain't. Look, baby, I'm kind of hung up. I need about 60 feet of bridge.
Was
Listen,
this
kid, they
made
haven't got your back
around
in
the
enough.
same time as MASH was made? Because it looks very similar. With the people that made MASH, the movie, are they the same ones that made this movie?
MASH TV series came out in 72.
No, the movie.
Hold on. I said MASH the movie came out in 72.
Oh,
So I'm willing to bet that, yeah, this probably came out about the same time as MASH.
okay. I wonder if the same people were involved because it looks very, very, the angles, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And, well, they're during the war, so yeah, that's similar, but it's just the way that it's filmed. It might be the Technicolor, whatever stuff that everybody used. You know what I mean? So yeah, see, that looked like the actor from played.
And again, Donald Sutherland is in MASH.
Mhm.
Robert Altman, Rich Hooker, Donald Sutherland.
Elliot Gould. That's who that was, right there. Yeah.
That's that
But
guy.
who was the director and writer and stuff for this compared to the other one?
For this is Richard Hooker and Ring Lardner Jr. and Robert Altman.
Okay.
I want to watch the rest of this trailer real quick.
Okay, go ahead. I just want to look and see if they're similar because they look very similar.
Oh, that movie is so good. I haven't seen it all the way through. I've seen parts of it, and you just heard that. My bad. Okay. This
The thing, sorry.
Back in the day, Sally Kellerman was
Hot
quite
Lips.
the.
That's Hot
Yeah,
Lip.
that was Hot Lips. Okay.
Robert Duvall was in it.
Yep, the original movie.
You see, I haven't seen the movie, but my mom liked the movie.
The movie's the shit. The movie's the shit. It really is.
I've never seen it. But the movie, I have seen bits and pieces here and there. It just looks similar. But is it the same people, production company, or any of that?
No,
Interesting.
just like the same equipment, so the same sound, same camera, same resolution, stuff like that. Carl Gottlieb.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, guys, you didn't see
A lot of
that.
people are playing football in it.
Yeah,
Oh, so I was like, that's a lot of football players in a war movie.
that's who I was looking for.
Ted Knight.
One of my favorite actors of all time.
Yeah, I know. You've talked about him before. God, it's been a while.
Oh my God, he's such good. He was such a good actor. He was so good at what he did, and
This
a lot of
comic.
people recognize him from Caddyshack.
Mm-hmm.
There's others are reminded from Mary Tyler Moore Show as Ted Baxter, and then he was also narrator on Super Friends. But I sadly remember Too Close for Comfort, and I wish I didn't. Okay. So that movie got an 82 for me, 85 from Janet,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to say
I
there's probably one.
saw one in the somebody put I saw a number. Oh, here it is. 70 out of 100 from Six Nations. I saw that.
Okay.
He says he's waiting. He said,
Well,
did we lose Bruce? I can hear him.
I didn't leave yet. Okay, so 82% from me, 85 from Janet, and Six Nations says 70% from him. Donald Sutherland was definitely high. Yes, that movie, very very much has a lot of that in there.
Yeah, it looked like it was in the late 60s or early 70s because of the way that you saw the hippies or whatever hanging around with the military guys. They looked all like they were all high as kites. So that's why I was thinking it was around MASH time when I saw that one scene. I don't know. I'm gonna have to look it up.
You have anything else you want to talk about this film? I mean,
No, I pretty much, I went through all my notes and pretty much said everything. Oh, the only thing I didn't talk about was the blacklisted stuff, about that angle that I had for it, about not making money. I don't even know how much money it made or anything, but it just sounded like when I was reading some of the stuff about the little things that they did, it seemed like they were setting it up to maybe not, if it didn't make money or if it was a flop, that they could blame these things for it. But I might be way off. I don't know.
absolutely.
I just thought that was interesting, that whole part. that one of the writers actually got just removed or just taken off the blacklist, and they hired him. So I thought that was interesting.
Well, we're waiting. I love that part of the movie.
Oh,
Actually,
that's what I was talking about. That's right. I remember that now.
because I remember the main character's dating the judge's niece. Yeah, dating. Go ahead, think about that. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
No, this movie, I think made like $4.5–5 million. It was costing them like maybe almost $3
Yeah.
in advertising. They made their money back. It was a fairly well received movie. It doesn't really get the same high accolades as the
Yeah, but
dollars.
didn't it come right out like really close at the same time as another movie that was very successful for Clint Eastwood?
Yeah, actually not. It was Kelly's Heroes that came out within a week of this movie.
Yeah, so a lot of people that are on a budget are saying, I love Clint Eastwood, but I can't only go one movie. So they'll look at it and say a romance or a comedy action. So
Military comedy movie, of course, is what they're going to
so
see.
that's what I'm saying. So sometimes that type of thing hurts. That's why you see a lot of studios wanting to know what movies are coming out and when, so that they can try to release their movie, either way before or way after, so that they're not right at the same weekend or whatever, same weeks. So, the fact that happened, and I think it was because of them filming it in Mexico and then had all the problems with it. Like what one of the things that I read about Shirley MacLaine said, that when they would do a cut, they do it and the director say cut, that the stop, and then they take that and then they would send it to Hollywood to be edited or whatever else. And then she said it was halfway through the movie, when they were halfway done with it, that she got to see some of the edited parts, and that she was upset that you could tell that she had false eyelashes on. And she said that she didn't think that made her character look believable enough as a nun, and that if she'd known earlier what she looked like on the film, that she would have wanted to take them off and not have them on. But she couldn't now, halfway through the film, because then they'd have to reshoot all the other stuff. So she was a little upset about that whole situation. But that's what happens when you film outside the United States. You have to take a risk of those type of things. So apparently I didn't think it mattered. I mean, yeah, I could see, but to me it wasn't so much that she had false eyelashes on. It was just the fact of when the movie was filmed. You see what I mean? So people wore them. A lot of Hollywood starlets wore, permanent fake eyelashes all the time because it fit Hollywood. Like Twiggy, a lot of women got their hair cut real short, stuff like that, and wore those certain outfits and stuff because that's what the famous actresses were wearing.
I just don't understand what the appeal was of Twiggy. That's just me. I mean, I'm sure they're at the time, we're going to hear like, oh, well, Finn was in, but majority of us, we are happy for Instagram nowadays, and there's a thankful, a wild abundance of women who enjoy to power lift and do exercise and the thick fit. So we have that, and if you live close to Janet, you and her go to the gym every day, and you get to watch her and stairmaster with her luscious hips and judicious thighs going up.
Well, the thing is that you got to remember too, someone like Twiggy, it wouldn't matter how much she ate or worked out. I don't see her ever being fat or heavy or muscular. She might get, a little bit of definition, but you can't change your bone structure and the kind of muscles you have. So.
And like you and your specific build, you're what we would call a mesomorph, because it's easy for you to either if you neglect your fitness, you pack on pounds easy. But if you stay on top of your fitness, like you've got a real pleasing shape, like your legs look good, your shoulders look great, your arms are fine.
I just want to say tone. That's what I don't want to have muscles. I don't want to look like a a Stretch Armstrong, but
You're
I don't
not going to
want
look like a Stretch Armstrong. You could do heavy lifting, but as long as you're not doing steroids and all the fucking amino blasting on your supplement, you're not going to get big. You're going to have
you
a
got to
great.
remember when women start doing certain types of weights, with the arms,
that's
you do
bullshit.
this, you lose this. This
No,
is one of the first things you lose.
absolutely. I disagree. I completely disagree. You could go
Why
out
do
and
you
hit
think
yourself
gymnasts have no boobs?
because
It's fat. Almost all of this is fat.
it's the supplement load, Janet. The supplement load, and the reason why I say that is that we have Ohashi, the Hawaiian chick, the girl that Aussie man went absolutely apeshit for because she did like 4 clam slams. She's got a great figure.
I'm going to look that up real quick and see if I can find it.
Okay, so here we go. This is Caitlin Ohashi, and I think she's got a great figure to her. Does she have the world's biggest boobs? No, but her fucking supplement load absolutely maximizes her fat burning ability. If you did it, your boobs might go down a little bit, not a whole lot. Not a whole lot.
UCLA for another gymnastics session with Caitlin Ohashi. She's powering up, gymnast activated. Here we go. Flippy 1, flippy 2, flippy 3, 4, 5. Fuck yes! The dopamine Richter scale is off the charts already. She rewards herself with vintage groovy disco moves. She refocuses.
And this is what Aussie Man does best. He's an Aussie. He does a lot of funny reaction videos, but I think he's great.
Because she knows that with great flippy spinny power comes great responsibility. No wuckers whatsoever. She made that look piss easy. There's a clappy clap, another clappy clap, some Uma Thurman Pulp Fiction moves. Here's a general cartwheel, I can do that, a booty bounce, and a spready slam. That is an elegant and effective crowd-pleasing combo. It's like a Scottie Pippen layup followed by a Michael Jordan dunk. A fair dinkum fucking deadly combo. Now she's like, wiki wild, wild west. She should copyright these dance moves before Fortnite steals them. I bloody love how her entourage gets involved. Whenever I start dancing in front of me mates, they're like, quit fucking dancing, you dickhead. They don't join me in doing the running man or the sprinkler or the lawnmower. I need better friends. Anyway, Sonya Blade high kick, twirl, spready slam. Oh, what's that? Back the fuck up! It's like a cross between a classic headbang and those bobblehead thingy-majiggies you stick on your dashboard. Okay. Yeah, nah, I can dig it. It's time to stand up again. If that was me, I would have pulled a hamstring simply from standing. Here comes a graceful ballet spready, a switcheroo spready, and moves that are as fast as Grandmaster Ip Man. Crikey, I'm doing me best to not make any dick jokes. As we know, I'm a recovering stiffy jokeaholic, and I want to try and be professional in 2019. I reckon it's time. Perhaps have a code of conduct. Yep, I can do it. Oh dear, are those imaginary whips? Is she pretending to whip someone? Wow. Oh, okay, yeah, code of conduct. Here's a big run up, flippy 1, spinny 2, flippy spinny, and BAM! Fatality. Fuck me dead. What a golden artistic amalgamation of dance and sport. Creativity and athleticism. Absolute rip snorter. She does not do anything half-assed. Even her celebrations are a series of high 10s, not high 5s. I reckon Aquaman needs a sister in the next movie, and it should be Caitlin Ohashi. She sparks more joy than Marie Kondo. Look at that. 10 out of 10. Bloody group hugs all over the place. You can't get any better than that. She's like, fuck yes, ladies. Yeah, fuck yes, let's go to the pub.
Anyway, what she does is that now she's doing things away from the Gymnastics Society. She's back on her normal plan. But it looks like I'll give it to you. Like, normally she's not really well endowed, but after she's started doing other things, she started getting her figure back, and she's not a small chicken. She's geoengineered to be more what we would call thick.
Well, you could tell because she actually had an ass,
Yeah.
and it jiggled. Okay, most girls, and plus they're shorter. All gymnasts are shorter than 5'9". They're not tall like I am because it's harder to do those flips and turns and stuff when you're tall.
Mm-hmm. I've
Compared,
seen tall gymnasts before; they just don't last. They don't stay in.
they don't last very long because they only have a very short span of time where they're able to do certain things because your bones keep growing to a certain age, and you just can't do the certain things. Now, granted, a tall woman's gonna be able to make baskets, shots, to play volleyball better than a short little tiny thing that's got to do gymnastics. So there you go. But a lot of these women that do bodybuilding and all that, they all get fake boobs. That's why you see these giant round circles on top of pectoral muscles. It just looks, I think it looks gross, but some men, I guess, like that shit. I want something that looks like you want to grab a hold of it and they're soft. I don't want rocks. If I wanted rocks, I'd get a boob job too.
We're not disagreeing, Janet.
So I'm just saying, I've seen it, and I've seen lots of women naked after they've worked out and got muscles, and then they got boob jobs, and I just don't think it's attractive. I don't want that for myself. I just want to be toned and look healthy. I tan a little bit so that I have good skin color, but I don't want to burn myself and stuff like that either. But
so right now on Tubi, you've got the 1987 R-rated version of RoboCop, proper version of an hour and 43 minutes long. We don't watch Ancient Aliens. Hard pass. Go. No, God damn it. So RoboCop, you've got, if you want
there's a lot of movies on.
Ice Road Trucker, Parking Wars, BattleBots, if you like BattleBots. The original Predator's on.
I used to love BattleBots. It was a lot of fun to watch.
We got 8 seasons of Forge and Fire. We got a guy from down here in San Antonio. He does his own variety of knives. He's got a really good setup. Predator 2. That movie is so good.
Sunshine?
Never seen it. Probably going to watch it someday.
Have you ever watched Pinky Blinders?
No.
Oh, I really like Pinky Blinders. It's a good series.
And they have the sci-fi series Lex, which if you ever saw Lex, like if it was,
I've never seen that.
If there's a line where pornography is, Lex is on the line of where pornography is. This show had everything. You had a ripoff of the girl from The Fifth Element. You had a Timu version of Rutger Hauer as a ship's captain.
Yeah.
It had so many cliches pushed into it for like all 3 seasons. I think I had 4 seasons actually, but it was actually pretty fucking okay. Mm-hmm. It just had it was as close to porn as they could get, and it was still entertaining. So Lex is on there. You got Predator 2, Sunshine, The Rock, Event Horizon, Battle LA. Not a great movie. Double Tap. The classic, the greatest Mel Brooks movie of all time, followed by possibly the greatest Brad Pitt movie of all time. Fugitive. The Count of Monte Cristo, the TV series for Snowpiercer. Predator from what year is this?
Oh no, I can't see any dates or anything on there.
That I think that's an alternate cover for 87.
Oh, Quigley Down Under. Oh,
yeah,
I love that movie.
That's on the list. So is A Few Good Men.
I cried. I know. I cried. It was good.
SPR, required viewing if you've got a dick. Another Aaron Eckhart movie that you need to see.
What does that mean?
What?
When you said that about Saving Private Ryan.
It's required viewing if you've got a penis.
Oh, if you're a man?
If you're a man, you must watch Saving Private Ryan. The first fucking 20 minutes will tell everybody around you if you're a real man or not. Because, like, you live in a society where your ancestors fucking stood up to some of the worst odds in history, and we still came out on top. And now you won't even fucking bust up your fucking local government like the Battle of Athens should have been nationwide, because we have 37% taxes. Nobody here is uttering a peep. I would love to be the first one to go, but I'm kind of chicken. I'm sorry, guys. At least I'm honest with you fuckers. But I really get pissed off whenever I think about that. My taxes didn't come out good this year. Mel Brooks, Ransom, standalone complex for Ghost in the Shell. Good. That's a good side story in that series. Archer, one of the most memeable shows of all time. This is just a free. I'm going through it because you guys could watch this shit for free. There's nothing making you pay for anything. Tubi is just use Brave browser. It's great. The Drew Carey Show is high comedy.
Are we gonna ever do the never-ending story?
If we can skip the song, yeah. Then if we can skip the song, I'll do Titanic and Armageddon too. But the songs for those movies absolutely make me want to like go back to Saving Private Ryan and tell the Jerry's to shoot.
Why don't you just blank out the song? So
I will, trust me. I can blank that song out. Like, there's only one thing worse than that, and that's if I'm stuck in a car and we're listening to Richard Marx. Hold on to the night. Oh god. Nothing makes me want to fucking slip my wrist faster than that. And I thought fucking the Full House theme song was bad. No.
Oh, you're so. I feel sorry for you that you just go so upset over a song.
I fucking hate songs. I'm sorry. I was trapped in a goddamn time where I couldn't get away from the fucking music nearly quick enough. I didn't have a Walkman available. Otherwise, I would have. All 8 or 13 seasons of Married with Children are on Tubi.
Mm-hmm. So what about Futurama? Can you see Futurama's on there?
No, Futurama's not.
Oh,
it's not.
I'd get Tubi just so I could watch every episode of Futurama. Is it on the computer?
This is a PC.
So I can download it on my computer. Sign up.
No, bad Janet. Bad Janet.
What do? You just get on the online and watch it?
On your browser, you type in Tubi.com, TubiTV.com, and it takes you right there. And if you have Brave, it skips the ads. Why the fuck do you want the ads? Let Brave handle that shit.
But you still have a blank spot. Ooh, 13 Ghosts. That's a good one, too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The original Scary Movie was kind of funny back in the day. That Poor Things, which was actually a very fucking decent horror movie. If you like Columbo, all the episodes of Columbo are on here. The Don't Mess with His Own Hand if you want to blow-dried Adam Sandler. Mm-hmm. If you like The Fugitive, here's a sequel called U.S. Marshals with Tommy Lee Jones, the same character. Big Stand, Scary Movie 2, Girls in the Basement, House of Wax. I mean, they've got some really good movies on this service.
Mm-hmm.
If you're upset with your current load of shit from Netflix, kill it. Get it off. And you've got plenty of better things to do.
Looks like it.
My only complaint of Saving Private Ryan is that it caused surplus and curio relic items to jump up in price. Yeah, it did. It caused that. Okay, so my name is Bruce, and today we almost got this Marilith done. If there's anything you have a question about, please pop it into the comments. Make sure you do like, share, and subscribe if you like what we do. We enjoy doing this every Sunday. Next week, again, we are watching the classic film, Kelly's Heroes.
Yep.
If you want to watch it with us, talk to Janet. She'll get you in Discord.
Mm-hmm.
If there's any questions that you have, let us know. We can answer it. And if not, we're going to be like, here's an unanswered question for chat to solve. Please help us. We cater to everybody. But other than that, I believe that wraps up everything for today. Janet, you want to go ahead and let us out the door?
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the movie review. We're sorry it was late. We were running late today. Everything was late today for some reason. But it was still good. It was still fun. I enjoyed the movie a lot. I hope you guys decide to watch it just to see if you what you've missed. I thought it was really good. I was really surprised how good it was. But you guys have a great weekend, the rest of your weekend, and hopefully this next week will be a lot of fun and you'll enjoy it. But I was going to tell everyone that as far as I know, I'm supposed to be playing a game tomorrow night with Bear and the girls. It's called Silk and Steel. But I don't think it's going to be aired. I think we're going to play it a private game or something like that from what he's been saying. So we'll see. But so if you don't see me, you won't see me again till Wednesday.
Looking forward to seeing you again. Thank you so much, one and all, and we'll be back next week. God bless you.
Bye, everybody.